tracking Tropical Storm Helene, expected to rapidly intensify into a major hurricane as it takes aim at Florida's Gulf Coast.
We continue to monitor developments with Helene. We have the 8 o'clock update in on Thursday morning, and it has strengthened, now a Category 2.
Well, good morning, y'all. Welcome back to Jetty Rocks Fishing. Well, as y'all know, if you're watching the news, we have Hurricane Helene coming down towards Florida. Right now, it's 10 o'clock on Thursday, or I'm sorry, 11 o'clock on Thursday, and it's just off the coast of Florida in the Gulf of Mexico, and it's still heading towards the Panhandle. So anybody in the path of this storm, please stay safe. My heart goes out to y'all. Just stay safe in this. Don't sleep on this storm. It's going to be a Category 4, they're saying, when it makes landfall. Right now it's a Category 2. So please take it serious, which I'm sure if you live in Florida, you're taking it serious. So what I'm going to do in this video, y'all, is we're not expected to get a directed hit whatsoever, but we are going to have tropical storm force winds and rainfall through this storm. So tropical storm, you know, you do got to do a little bit of preparation for it. I've lived in the state of Florida my entire life. I was born and raised here. I've been through everything from tropical storms to Category 5 hurricanes. Take it serious, but tropical storm, nothing to really panic about, as long as you do a few things, which we're going to do. What we're going to prepare for is water, because it could be a rainmaker. It could dump a lot of water, just like Hurricane Ian did, or when it hit us, it was a tropical storm, and it put a lot of water out. But the main thing is power outages. Even though we're not going to get a direct hit, we could get a power outage. So that's the main thing you got to prep for in a storm like this. So I got my generator here, bring it out here so the exhaust is heading that way. And what I like to do, just something I do, is I have a fan. It does two things. It lets me know that I'm getting electricity, that the generator is producing electricity, and also it blows out, helps blow the exhaust outside, because you don't want all that exhaust coming up into your garage and going into your house. So let's real quick turn this on here and see if we can get started. There we go. I'll take my plug. Fan's working. All right, my generator is working just fine. So I'm gonna give you a couple more tips to prepare for a storm. What we did, today's Thursday, on Monday we mowed the grass, so make sure all the grass was mowed. That's just a good tip. Make sure your grass is mowed before you know a storm's going to come, and pick up anything out of your yard whatsoever. It can be picked up by the wind. It could be an airborne projectile towards someone else's house and towards their windows. Oh yeah, we're already getting the rain, already getting some winds. We just had a big gust come by just a little bit ago. I got everything picked up in my backyard. I got nothing back here that can cause a danger to anybody. I got all the stuff situated over there by my boat. And as soon as it stops raining, I'll go out and show you what you need to do to your boat for expecting heavy rainfall. All right, the rain's just going to be coming and going all day today. What I got my boat, the front of it raised up as much as I can get it raised up. I got the plug out of the boat so all the water can run out of the boat, because you don't want this thing to fill up full of water during the storm. You could damage your springs. If you don't have if your gas tank has a hole in it, you can get water into your gas tank. So just always pull your plug, pull your bow up as much as you can. That's as far as I can get it on this boat. All right, it stopped raining for just a few minutes. I got all my stuff here behind the fence all laid out. All my buckets turned over. I got 2 of my coolers full of water. And what I do with those is I use that water. If I need to flush the toilet, if we lose power or something, I can flush toilets and stuff like that, because sometimes you'll lose power and you won't be able to flush your toilets, won't be able to do stuff like that. So I always have a little bit of water that I can have saved over so I can use it if I need it. Most of the times you never need it, but I do that. And the biggest things, like I said, that I'm preparing for is possible flooding, you know, water intrusion into the house, which I have some sandbags, and also loss of power. But another concern that you have to take in consideration when you have a hurricane, especially, you know, hurricanes will be on the west coast of Florida. I'm over here on the east coast, but the outer bands are going to be coming across here, and we're under a tropical storm warning, which could mean tornadoes. So you always got to prepare for that. Have yourself a plan for tornadoes. If something happens, you know, area in your house where you can go hunker down and take refuge, and know where all your shelters are in your immediate area, so you can get to a shelter if you need to. Another tip for you is give yourself a checklist, which I'm going through my checklist. Already got gas for my generator. I got my generator started. I've picked up the yard. I mowed the grass a couple days ago. Need to make sure I got all batteries for my lamps, my little lanterns and stuff, so I need to check that. And also I just checked, I do need some more propane, so we're going to get another propane tank, so I have another one here because I'm almost out of propane for my grill. You need to have a way of cooking. If you lose power, yeah, your generator helps, but I mainly use my generator to run some fans for, you know, if we don't have AC, so I run the generator for fans and to keep my refrigerator and my freezers going, because you don't want to lose your food. So that's what I use my generator for. A lot of people can hook the generator and run their whole house. I don't have that set up yet. I do have, in a pinch, I probably could make that work, but that's totally something different. If you guys are doing that, that's really cool, but I haven't done that yet. Something I need to do. So I just basically run things periodically. I run my refrigerator, I run a microwave if I need to, I run my fans, I run my freezers, and if we need to cook, we use my grill. So we need to go get a propane tank. And another tip, while I'm sitting here to go and get the propane tank, make sure you fill up your gas tanks in your vehicles in case you got to get out of Dodge, you got to move, you got to go somewhere. Make sure you got everything gassed up, which we did that a couple days ago. So both mine and Amber's cars are completely filled up. And like I said earlier, I already have gas tanks filled up for my generator. I already got my new tank. It's got the blue cap on it. So I'm gonna put this here in the garage, just in case we need it. And if we don't even need it for this time, I'll have it for next time. It's a good idea to have two anyway, one you're using and one backup. Here's the little lamps I was talking about. Just pick them up and they light super bright. They almost light up a whole room. And also these little guys right here, they're super bright. Just good to have, just in case we lose power. Plus we got plenty of candles and flashlights all around the house.
Well, the winds continue to pick up and they will continue to increase as we go through the rest of the afternoon.
All right, well, it's right now like 2:30 in the afternoon. It's winds kind of died down a little bit. It's kind of sunny, but it's going to get worse. It's going to get a lot worse. It's supposed to make landfall around 8 o'clock tonight as a Category 3. So no longer are they saying it could be a Category 4 when it hits Florida. Now it's going to be a 3. Currently it's a 2. And as of right now, I think we are pretty much prepared for what kind of storm we're going to get, which is basically a tropical storm. You know, they got us starting at 9 o'clock tonight. They're going to have us on tornado watches and warnings until around 6 a.m. in the morning. But I think we're pretty much good to go. We've got plenty of water, bottled water to drink. We got plenty of food. We have the flooding issue taken care of. We got sandbags. We got power outage taken care of because we got the generator. I got all that stuff in place. So we're pretty much good to go on that. So now it's just a waiting game. Just watch and see what happens. So I'm going to go down real quick. Since it's kind of nice out right now, I'm going to go see what the water's looking like. If the water's risen at all, if we've had any storm surge or whatever. Just a real quick point I want to make. I've been looking on Facebook and I've seen about 6 or 7, possibly even more than that, posts today of people saying like, if you run for the storm or you evacuate from this storm, you're not a Floridian. You got soft hands, or you need to get out of the state, or some kind of BS like that. Don't buy into that crap. I'm a native Floridian, and if I have to evacuate, I'm evacuating. I don't give a crap what anybody thinks about it. And I think people that put that opinion out there is dangerous and stupid, because you give people false hope. Because some of these people that are saying that, they're probably ones leaving as well. So if you feel the need to evacuate, evacuate. I had to evacuate twice in my life. A Hurricane Floyd, I had to pack up and go to Georgia. And then just a few years ago with Amber and the girls, Hurricane Matthew, we left our house and went and stayed with my dad, and ended up being one of the best decisions we made because a tornado had gone through that area and put an oak tree in Summer's bedroom. And we were homeless for 8 months. So we had to live at my dad's house for 8 months until the roof and everything got repaired. There was a lot of damage in the area due to Matthew that year. So trust your instincts. If you feel like you need to move, you need to go to shelter, you need to move out of the area, do it. Don't pay attention to these clowns on Facebook putting all that crap out there, because I just think that's absolutely stupid. Got a couple people still out there fishing. Not many. Most people are smart enough to stay home during this junk. I mean, I wouldn't be going out in this. Ain't no way. Oh yeah, it's windy, y'all. Holy moly. Super windy. And keep in mind, we're hundreds of miles away from the eye of the storm. This storm's going to be hitting all the way to Tallahassee, which is quite a ways from us. And this is what we're already getting. And it's supposed to get worse by 8 o'clock tonight. Wow. Whew. That's crazy. And there's people out on the water right now in this. That don't even make sense to me. It really doesn't. I don't need to catch a fish that bad, I'll tell you that. There's somebody's boat right here I just seen. I don't know if somebody tied it up there purposely for the storm. I don't know. Yeah, it's tied up, anchored up right here. I don't think that's the best place for it, but my prediction, that's going to end up here sometime this evening. Sometime during the night. We may come back down tomorrow and look, see what happens. But you see way over there, there's a sunken boat from the last hurricane. That boat's been there a while. Now for this particular storm, I decided not to board up my windows because we're not going to get a direct hit. We're just going to get tropical storm force winds. You know, so I'm not real concerned about boarding up my house. But if anything, like if I was getting a category 2 or higher, I would definitely board up my house, and I would take more precautions than what I've already taken. But at least I'm taking a little bit of precautions. But if we were going to be getting a stronger storm, like a 2, a 3, or a 4, or even a 5, I would be doing everything I've already done, everything I've already showed you, everything we've already talked about, plus some more stuff. I'd definitely be boarding up my house. I'd have a room set aside in the house, you know, if things started going south, we could all get to and take refuge. I'd have an evacuation plan if we needed to evacuate. I'd have all that stuff in place. But for this storm, I don't feel the need to do that for us. Now, where the storm is going to hit up there in the Panhandle, 100%. I mean, they're telling people to evacuate, and they should evacuate. This is not going to be a joke. I mean, this storm, I think I heard reports already, this is going to have 70-foot, it's already have 70-foot waves, and they're expecting some major storm surge, which means a lot of bad flooding for that area.
It's getting there. It's a strong Cat 2, which is 110. 3 starts at 111, and it's forecast to go. This is part of the forecast here. This is going out now. The yellow is the tropical storm force winds. That's why it's been that breezy out there. That's why they have tropical storm warnings from Key West to Miami and all the way up, right? Locations, right? So let's go out in time here. We'll take this out through 5 o'clock. The highest winds stay just
That's where we
off
are,
of
right
our
there.
coast. Now, and this is a forecast
We're
for
right
the Hurricane
here.
Center. This is why I say we get 50 and 60 mile per hour winds. That's essentially what the orange is.
Live Plus at 11alive.com. We are tracking Hurricane Helene, which is now a Category 3 major hurricane.
For our own little hurricane party, we're cooking up some alligator, the fried alligator, some hush puppies. Leftover french fries. I'm just gonna sit here and chill. Now that looks good. And that's my plate. We're gonna eat some food and watch the news and watch the storm. Alright, well, it's a little after 7 o'clock. The bugs are chirping really bad. Ain't had no rain in a while, but the wind's coming and going. You get some gusts and it kind of lays down a little bit, but it's not really supposed to make landfall in the panhandle till about, they're saying now, 10 o'clock at night.
Here's the latest on Helene. Very strong hurricane. So a category 3, that's considered a major hurricane. The eye becoming very well defined here. So strengthening still happening. And again, it's still a category 3. Oh, and now the latest update. Since I last spoke with you, it is now a category 4. So these updates will come in.
We're back with more breaking news on Hurricane Helene. Now a very powerful category 4 storm as it bears down on Florida's Gulf Coast.
It's pretty windy out here right now, y'all. I don't know if you can, probably can't see any of this, but it is windy. I mean, it is windy.
Landfall is imminent. It's coming up any time now on the coast, the northern coast of Florida there, on the western side, the Gulf Coast of Florida, where we're expecting that landfall there in the Big Bend region. Every time you come to us, it gets closer and closer to that landfall. We expect it would be really within the hour, most likely between 9 and 10 o'clock.
Picture of just how extensive and how serious the flooding is in this area. So not something you want to mess around with, but we know Atlanta Fire Rescue.
Well, good morning, y'all. Pretty much it was a very uneventful night last night for us. It's beautiful out here this morning, but that's not the story for a lot of people. I was watching the news this morning. There's a lot of damage and a lot of people in a lot of trouble in the Big Bend area of Florida. I mean, they got hit pretty bad. I was watching one thing where we stayed, you know, for a couple days this summer. We went scalloping in Steenhatchee. That place is pretty much underwater. Houses were floating away, water's all the way up to people's roofs. So it was absolutely devastating for that area of Florida. Over here, nothing. They said we were going to get tropical storm winds and all that stuff. I don't even think we even got that. I prepared for it anyway. You know, there's always a good thing to prepare for something, and if it doesn't happen, then good. But over there, I don't even got the words anymore right now. All the stuff that's going on over there. My heart goes out to everybody that was affected by the storm, and if you all could, please pray for everybody, even up in Georgia. They're getting hammered right now in Georgia. So just pray for everybody that has to deal with the outcome and the effects of the storm, because it's just not a good thing. It's just not. Pretty devastating for that area. Well, thank you guys for watching the video. Hope you got a little bit out of the video. You know, just a little bit of how to prep for a storm. You know, granted, we ended up not getting a bad storm at all here, which thankfully, I'm very thankful for that. But just give you an idea for some of y'all that don't live in Florida, that don't have to deal with hurricanes. Some of the things we think about when we hear a storm's coming, and the things that we got to do. If you're watching the news, you know, you can see how bad the storm can get, what can actually happen, because it's pretty bad over there. So thank you guys very much, and we'll see you guys on the next video.